Hi again folks, how's all doing? So when I was at the Cupar Model Railway Exhibition early in the year there, I picked up 6 mainline coaches for a fiver each. So I got 3 BR Maroons and 3 BR Blood and Custards. A real bargain, £5 each for these is just fantastic. I really like the mainline coaches, so well chuffed to get these. Also, a chap called Simon has very kindly donated these old Caledonian coaches to me. A huge thank you to Simon for sending me these, and I'm so sorry it's taken so long to get around to looking at them, but my my model railway schedule is pretty hectic these days, and I'm prioritising working on the layout and doing local repairs, so coaches and some other donations and things like that tend to get pushed to the side a little bit. But massive thank you again to Simon for these. I really do appreciate them. So what I'm going to do with these coaches is give them a wee bit of a clean up, fit magnetic couplings, get them all closer coupled, and check the wheels out. I know the ones on the Triang Caledonian coaches will need replaced because they've got the old larger flanged Triang wheels on. The mainline ones are probably okay, but we'll see what they're like. So when it comes to the couplings, the mainline coaches aren't actually too bad. They're still too far apart, but they're a bit closer than some of the old Hornby and Triang coaches, but they're still too far apart, and they still do that, which I don't like. So if I fit magnetic couplings and with a little bit of jiggery faffery, we'll get them closer coupled. These are my existing mainline coaches, and you can see they're much closer together and they don't move too much. So that's what we're going to be doing. Right, we'll get them to the bench and I'll show you what I do. Okay then, we'll do the mainline coaches first. With a rake of 3 coaches, I've only got 2 here at the moment, but with a rake of 3, I like to keep the original coupling on the end that connects to the locomotive, because I don't want to fit magnetic couplings to all my locomotives, not yet anyway. So we'll leave that coupling. That'll get a magnetic, and the brake coach, again, I'll leave the original coupling on the end, but put the magnetic one on there. It means that if I wanted to run a rake of 6 coaches, I'm going to have 2 coaches with a magnetic coupling at one end and an original coupling on the other. So really what I want to do is to get another couple of brake coaches, a blood and custard brake and a maroon brake, and that way I can put magnetic couplings in all of the other coaches and just have the brake coaches with a magnetic and tension lock on the other end. So on my shopping list is yet more mainline coaches, brake coaches. Right, okay, enough blather, let's get these sorted. So as I said, the mainline coaches aren't too bad. They're not close coupled, but they're not miles apart like some of the old Hornby and Triang stuff. But we'll get them closer. Now, one of the problems in doing this, I'll get my specs on, is a pointy thing. When you get closer coupling, the buffers start to touch. So I think to just explain things a bit better, let me just take these couplings off. Mainline couplings are nice and easy to take on and off. Single screw, no rivets, no nonsense. Right, so yeah, if once you get the closer coupling, the buffers are hard up against each other, or very close, and when you start to go around corners, the buffers catch. So that's why they are set at the distance they are. So what I do is a little bit of butchery on the buffers. Cut them off, cut off this little piston part here, and then just glue them further back. So the buffer is actually further back than the end of the corridors, and that will allow closer coupling and allow free movement that way. So if you don't fancy butchering your buffers, you don't want to be doing this. But these only cost a fiver each, and that's for my own personal use. I have no intention of ever selling these on, so a bit of butchery is fine. Right, so this is the brake, so I only want to do this end. I've already taken the coupling off. So I'm going to snip off the buffer just at the end of the snip that buffer off, and then snip off down to there. I don't know how well you can see that. And then it's just a case of gluing that on, and it will be in the right place. Like so. So that's my buffer cut off. So blob of super glue, and then we just stick these back on. Like that. So now the buffers are further back, and the corridor actually extends further than the buffers. So now we just need to fit the coupling. Now the couplings I'm going to use are these ones. They're from Porterhouse Models. You can get them on eBay. They're pretty cheap. They're non-polarized, so they work either way. Why you would want polarized couplings, I do not know. You could glue NEM pockets onto the bogie and then just plug the couplings in. Now I did that when I first did my first set of mainline coaches, but I found the coupling tended to move back and forward a little bit, and you was still getting that back and forward movement that I was trying to avoid. So what I do, because these are articulated, they need to be raised up just a little bit off the bogie. So what I do is snip off a little bit of cable tie. I'm just going to rough this up. Just so the super glue takes a bit better. So I'll snip off a bit cable tie. Maybe use better snippers. Where are they? Like so. And then it's just a case of super gluing the bit cable tie on. Super glue that onto there. And then it's just a case of super gluing the coupling onto the bit of cable tie, just in the right position. Now, this took me a bit of trial and error just to get the coupling just in the right place. Super glue doesn't glue plastic all that well. It glues it fine, but it's quite easy to prise two pieces of plastic apart that have been glued with super glue. So you stick it on. If it's not quite in the right position, you can prise it off and reset it. So pop some super glue on that. So I've positioned the coupling just so the end of the coupling is poking about a millimetre beyond the end of the corridor, like so. So I want to do exactly the same to both ends of this coach and one end of the other coach. Also, I should point out that the buffers on the mainline coaches don't pull out. You have to cut them. Okay, that's these three coaches done. I've kept the tension lock coupling on the end of the brake coach and on the front of the lead coach that connects to the locomotive. But as I say, once I get another brake coach, I can change that to magnetic coupling as well. So let's just make sure that these are doing their thing. There we go. That's absolutely fine. I do like magnetic couplings. I'm a real convert to them because they're so convenient. So easy just to take things on and off the track. There we are. So there we are, that's these done. The wheels on these, sometimes the mainline wheels can be a bit draggy, and that was why when I was at the Cupar Model Railway Exhibition I bought a big job lot of old Hornby silver seal wheels, which will fit onto these nicely, but actually these are fine. I don't think I'm going to bother. One of the drawbacks of magnetic couplings. Yeah, so I need to do BR Maroons, exactly the same process, so I won't video that. But we'll take a look at these. Now, these are very old Triang coaches. Two of these are in pretty good condition. This one less so. I'm not too worried about that. They're very, very light. They don't have any weights in them. I'm not sure if that was how they originally were or if someone has taken the weights out. But these two were boxed. But it might not be a bad thing, the fact that they're very, very light, because the Caledonian single, has very little traction. So once I get some silver seal wheels onto these and sort the couplings and the buffers out, yeah, they might be dedicated coaches for the Caledonian single. We'll see, but if they start jumping about and skipping off points or whatever, we'll maybe need to put some weight in them. Alright, okay, we'll do this one first. Now this will be slightly different than the mainline ones. Bit more work because the couplings are riveted on. I think they're all going to be the same. Yeah, it's good of trying to use rivets and not screws. So they'll need drilled out. I need to take the wheels out. The buffers though should pull out, I think. Yeah, the buffers come out. So I won't be gluing the buffers back on. But I will need to cut down this stem and then probably re-drill the hole deeper into the coach so the buffers go back in. Alright, we'll make that the lead coach actually, so we'll leave that in, so we'll just work on this end. And I think one of these is a brake. That's the brake, so we'll leave that end. So that one, we do both couplings. This one, we just do one end, and this one, we just do that end. I was just about to drill into this coupling and I realised I'm working on the wrong end. Should be that end I'm working on. Stick these buffers back in. I'm going to snip off about half of that. And I'm just going to put a drill through that. And then these buffers just push on, and they're now sitting just behind the end of the corridor end. So we just fit the coupling on now. If we glue that onto there, don't need to put a bit cable tie onto this, we can just glue the coupling straight on. So it should just glue on to about there. Like that. So while I'm working on this one, we'll take these old wheels off. Just brush out some of the dust and rust into there. Right, fit the last set of silver seal wheels. And there we go. Give this roof a good clean with some warm soapy water. There's some bad paint along here, but I'm not going to do anything about that today. I think I'll probably need resprayed. Alright, that's come up not too bad. Cleared away all the scuffs and marks that were on the roof. Looked like it's been sat in a box for a long time with a load of other things. Right, okay, that's this coach done. I'll say I might add a weight to it. I shall see how it performs. So I need to repeat the process for both ends of this coach and that end of the brake coach. So there we go, that's my 3 Caledonian coaches done. I'm sure you'll agree that's a lot better, closer coupled and not shoogling back and forward. Right, okay, we'll go and give them a run on the layout because they might need a wee bit of adjustment. Sometimes I end up with them just a bit too close or not close enough. It's just a case of prizing off the coupling and just gluing it back on in a slightly different position. But I think these will probably be fine. It's really just on first radius curves that you can have a bit of problem usually. And on my new layout, I don't have any first radius, so should be fine. Okay, so I actually had these set a little bit too close, so I've had to reset them a bit. But I think that's it now. The ultimate test though is to run them through consecutive points from one track to another. So they should run through the points without derailing or tipping over. These seem fine. And the maroons as well should be okay. And the Caledonians. So there we go, that's these coaches sorted and into service. I'll try to pick up a couple of breaks the next time I see them at an exhibition or on eBay or wherever. That will allow me to run 6 coach rakes of both the BR Maroon and Blood and Custards at the same time. Thanks very much again to Simon for the Caledonians, I really appreciate these. I think these will be kept for, dedicated for the Caledonian single, I think, given the lack of weight in them. The other Caledonian coaches have grey roofs, but I kind of like these off-white ones though. Other coaches I'm after are Intercity Mark II and LNER teak brake coaches, Intercity Mark IIIs from HST, and also North British Railways 6-wheelers. Not seen any of them at an exhibition yet, and I'm loath to pay full whack for them, but we'll see. Next video is probably going to be an update on the layout, I think. Then I have some more donations to look at and something else. And I'll be doing more repairs shortly, so plenty coming up, including my 300th video. Blimey. I don't think I'll be buying a brand new locomotive for that video like I did with my 100th and my 200th, but I'll definitely do something a bit different. Righto, meantime, catch us later folks.